Knueppel has taken over our program. We've both been feverishly Googling his outlook in the NBA,
Dusty,
as he will be a future Portland Trail Blazer.
Yeah, on the Danny and Dusty show, they have dubbed it the Knueppel slip to Portland at number 10.
I love that. And Will's all about it.
I'm reading through a couple draft profiles of him,
As was
I just seen him in the in the tournament, and the guy can shoot. But this was my favorite one that I've seen. Because they always go through the strength are simple. He can shoot the ball. It's no doubt about it. He's a great spot up shooter. When you go through, they're kind of killing him, but trying to be nice about it. I like this one. He's just an okay finisher at the rim. Dunks are a good proxy for NBA athleticism. He's only attempted 5 dunks, and he's converted 2 of them all year. And they said these are extremely low and troubling numbers for an NBA guard wing of his size.
He's shooting 40% on dunks?
He's only attempted 5. And
what the
How dare you attack the greatness that is Kon Knueppel?
How's that even possible?
There's a lot of missed dunks in college basketball.
So I see here the ceiling comp for Kon Knueppel is Desmond Bain and Malcolm Brogdon.
Pretty good.
According to Brogdon.
Yeah, according to one draft profile I'm looking at.
How is that? All right.
Well, he can shoot, and they say he's pretty efficient. He can make plays. He's a decent defender, and he can kind of make a layup, too.
There's another one. Certainly his defense is going to be a problem. 0.2 blocks and less than 1 steal per game are low, and another indicator of below average athleticism. It does say, though, that people are split. NBA execs say that his defense is either somewhat adequate or a major concern. Because I love this, that we've got a 6'6", slow-footed white guy that we're debating whether his athleticism is a major concern or somewhat adequate. And by the way, a player of his size that can't get to the rim and finish in college or create his own shot, I can't miss. Where do we sign up for this?
He can get his own shot in college.
No, he's
not just a spot-up shooter.
He is a spot-up shooter.
Well, I think they're projecting him as that in the NBA. He's not in college. Like he can put the ball on the floor and make plays in college, but he's not going to do that in the NBA.
Lack of athleticism also shows up in his ability to generate shots for himself. He struggles in that regard against collegiate competition. He certainly can score, though.
But we always talk about how there's a bunch of athletes, not basketball players.
Yeah.
Playing basketball, like in college and in the NBA,
Yeah.
So if we're saying like we hate those guys who are just athletes and they can't play basketball a lick, this guy's the opposite of that. You should love him. He doesn't have athleticism, but who cares?
Well, this is my problem, and I view this in the NBA, and I view it certainly because the NFL draft is coming up too. Yes, when you have the ability to do something like shoot, and the guy can shoot, obviously, right? That sets you up where there is a place for you in the NBA. Put you in the corner, and we're going to throw you the ball, and you can catch and shoot. And this goes back to so many players that are like this in college, and so many players in college football that are productive. You're like, what are you talking about? That guy was really productive. Yes, playing against non-NBA players, playing against non-NFL players. But there usually is a certain amount of athleticism that has to be there to be a legitimate player in the NBA. And if you can't defend and you get picked on and you can't create shots and you can't force anyone to be concerned about you getting off the dribble, and all you do is end up being a one-dimensional player, there may be a place for you in the NBA, but does that move the needle at all for a team that is looking for actual difference makers? Because I've said this a million times about the Blazers. My God, their entire team is made up of solid guys.
How big was Joe Ingles?
I think
you remember Blazer great Joe
He's
Ingles?
around
I
the
think
same
he's probably
size.
around that same sort of.
He's like that.
Yeah,
it's a similar comp.
And Ingles played.
Yes, but
this
is my. I would much rather, and you can yell at me all you want because
I'm not going to yell.
No, but people do this because, like you said, we hate the raw athleticism guy, right? But my God, if I'm the Blazers and I'm sitting there drafting 9th or 10th, and my choice is a guy that probably projects out to be Joe Ingles, or a guy that's the 7th man on my team, second guy off the bench, stand in the corner, hustle a little bit, and knock down some threes and average 8 points a night and 3 rebounds, or take a flyer on a 19 or 20-year-old kid that jumps out of the gym and is oozing athleticism and may turn into something 3 years down the road. Give me that guy. because guys like Joe Ingles are great if you're the Dalton Connect with the Lakers, right? And you've got a team that you think can actually do something and you have a couple stars. My God, the Blazers don't have a single guy that projects out to be a 1 or a 2. I think you got a couple guys that are solid 3s, maybe Denny in the right circumstances, but on contending teams, Denny Avdia is your best player. He's not a 2. Go look through contenders. That guy is a solid 3. Maybe Tumani Kamara is like a 4. Shaden Sharp and Scoot, you have so many of these guys that project out to be solid dudes. At some point, I'm tired of solid dudes. Swing on the guy. That say what you will about Shaden Sharp, whether he develops or not. At least Shaden Sharp might end up being a dude. There's some raw material there that if he ever puts it together and he lights a fire under his ass and that you could see something happening there. I don't want a guy whose ceiling is 10 points a game. You're telling me we went through another effing tank to get a guy that can't really play defense, can't create his own shot, can't dunk in college basketball, and I'm expecting him to go
2 dunks.
And I'm out of 5, and I'm expecting him to come into the NBA.
You know, I'm tired of you yelling at me about this. You shut up, you killjoy. I'm with you. What's your name? Will.
I don't know.
Kon Knueppel.
You attacked Kon Knueppel. I don't know if I'm allowed. You might be on the caboose right now.
Okay,
back off the.
You're right.
I was on the Knueppel.
You
slip.
definitely were not.
Back off.
You were never allowed on.
Back off.
We banned you beforehand.
You know what another comp is?
What?
Why are you laughing?
They keep texting in on the text line that he has a hot mom.
Oh, he does? Oh,
apparently, that's a big deal.
I'll tell you what. That may sway me a little bit.
You're not allowed on.
Mrs. Knueppel.
I do like when we see the hot mom at the draft.
You're not allowed on the train.
The other comp is Nick Stauskas, former Blazers great.
Why not?
You know.
Why? Again,
you can always use another Nick Stauskas.
By the way,
Yeah.
That's a.
It's up and good.
Yeah, that's is it?
Kon.
Shari, maybe Shar.
Probably a Charlotte.
Yeah, but it's Shari. I mean, Chari.
I think that's probably Sherry.
Oh yeah, you can go Sherry. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Yeah, it's all right. Let's see. Hey, you know what, Mrs. Knueppel, I was not familiar with your game, but I am now. Although, one, she's a tall gal, and while I am impressed, she's got a little. Who's that badass crazy congresswoman from Georgia?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
She's got a little.
She's got a little MGT.
She's got a little MGT.
She's got a little Marjorie in her. You can
MTG.
see it.
Look, I think we know where she voted.
Someone says on the text line that kid from Kentucky last year, Reed Shepard, was 10 times the player as Nip Slip, and he's in the G League.
Yeah, that's.
But then you've got this. A 6-foot white boy from West Lynn High School seems to be doing all right in the NBA that wasn't even supposed to be in the NBA. And a second-round draft pick is the best player in the league the last 5 years. You never know, bro.
And that's fine.
You just got broed.
Take him in the second round. Don't take him at number 10. Remember when we didn't want Bam Adebayo because he was raw too, and we wanted the more complete player? How'd that work out? Just draft me athletes. I don't know if you've seen this, but in the NBA, have you watched a lot of the NBA? Because the good players tend to be really, 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 really good
Not all
athletes.
of them. Not all.
Who's the best player in the league right now?
Yep, Jokic and Luka in your face.
So
unathletic white dude.
That's
6'7", 270, and a ballerina. That's not a good athlete.
I don't think he's athletic. No, he's not like. I mean, Travis Outlaw.
I love Travis.
That's what
Outlaw.
I think of athlete. And Luka, he doesn't dunk, so therefore I think maybe you know what. Listen, it's probably moot because Knueppel will be gone before the Blazers pick anyway.
Not if we get the Knueppel slip down to Portland.
The Knupp slip.
The Knupp slip. Let's do it.
The Knueppel triple.
Yeah.
At the Rose Garden.
It's like when you draft a D end in the NFL that's slow and doesn't have a good vert. Yeah, because those guys pan out all the time.
Well, you're an ass.
You're gonna miss on the athlete.
Quite frankly, you've derailed our whole show now. Thanks a lot. What I wanted to tell you was that
we still haven't gotten to the underdog.
No,